Hey, shipmate!
I am your Commodore, commanding officer of all rebel captains commissioned in the Freedom Fleet. Last week we left off with Rebel Captain James Nicholson being fed up with his lower than anticipated numbers. He decided he was done asking, and he started telling. He resorted to an old trick, often used by the British Navy, and impressed local sailors to work the ship. Captain Nicholson's ill-considered actions of forcibly impressing Maryland citizens to work for him as sailors on the frigate Virginia, and his cavalier attitude in his letters to Governor Johnson had landed him in some serious hot water. Session, dated 29 April 77, Congress stated the following: a letter from Governor Johnson of the 26th of last month. On this matter, it is hereby ordered immediately dismissing the men impressed by the captain, that Congress will never countenance or support any Continental officer in violating the laws of any state or treating its magistrates with contempt. Furthermore, that Captain James Nicholson be suspended immediately from all command in the service of the United States, until such time that he shall have made satisfaction, as shall be accepted by the executive powers of the state of Maryland, for the disrespectful and contemptuous letter written by him to the governor of that state. Furthermore, be it resolved that Captain James Nicholson be served a copy of said resolutions, and in the case that he shall not, within 5 days, make the satisfaction required, that he be dismissed from his command and from the service of the United States permanently. P.S. The frigate at this place have impressed some seamen, but we have learned that not any complaints have been made on that head. Therefore, state has winked at this measure. This postscript message suggests that the impressed men were being well treated, so it was not as urgent of a matter as it could have been. Worst case, Captain Nicholson could have used a lash to whip men as punishment for any escape attempts, and he also had the authority to hang a man for any attempted mutiny. Captain Nicholson received word of his suspension. His letter, dated May 5th, 77, Sir, I was yesterday served with the resolve of Congress in consequence of a complaint by Your Excellency with regard to my impressing men on board the frigate. It has never been my desire, sir, or inclination to violate the laws of my country or treat any of its magistrates with contempt, and am sorry to find the letter I wrote you is viewed by Your Excellency, by Congress, and many of my friends to carry much more contempt and disrespect than I ever intended. The Virginia would remain in port for the rest of 77, working to get her volunteer crew on board while Captain Nicholson cleared his legal battle. So come January 78, Isaac Hopkins, Commander-in-Chief of the American Naval Fleet, was dismissed from the service. So Captain Nicholson, he was ranking high on the list of captains from early on in the war. And with Isaac being dismissed, Captain Nicholson was promoted and became the most senior officer in the Navy, being the highest ranking officer in the Continental Fleet, helped with smoothing out the difficulties the Governor of Maryland and Congress. He avoided being kicked out of the Navy. On March 30th, 78, Captain Nicholson regained command of the frigate Virginia. That's it for today. The War for Liberty needs you to do your duty. Hit the like button. Enlist with the Freedom Fleet by following and subscribing. Tune in next time to learn the fate of Captain James Nicholson in Episode 3. Sail fast, fight hard, God save the new nation.